Hollywood, February 1922. At the height of the silent film era, the movie industry was transforming Los Angeles into the entertainment capital of the world. Actors were becoming global celebrities, film studios were producing movies at an incredible pace, and the glamour of Hollywood was capturing the imagination of millions. But behind the shining lights of the film industry, darker stories were beginning to surface. On the morning of February 2, 1922, police were called to a small bungalow on Alvarado Street in Los Angeles. Inside that quiet home, they discovered the body of one of Hollywood's most respected directors. His name was William Desmond Taylor. Taylor had been shot once in the back. At first glance, investigators believed they were looking at a simple crime scene. But as they began examining the room, it quickly became clear that this case was anything but ordinary. William Desmond Taylor was not just another Hollywood director. He was known throughout the industry as a disciplined and professional filmmaker, someone admired by actors, producers, and studio executives alike. His films had helped define the early years of the American movie industry, and his reputation in Hollywood was one of integrity and talent. Yet behind that respected public image, investigators soon discovered a complicated private life. Before police could even fully secure the crime scene, something strange had already happened. Witnesses reported that several people connected to Hollywood had entered the bungalow shortly after Taylor's body was discovered. Some of them were actors, others were studio insiders, and according to later reports, some of these visitors had begun burning personal letters inside the fireplace before detectives arrived. Those letters, investigators believed, might have contained important clues about Taylor's relationships and the people closest to him. As the investigation continued, detectives uncovered a number of surprising connections between Taylor and several well-known actresses of the silent film era. Some of these women had admired him deeply. Others had complicated personal relationships with him. Soon, rumors began spreading throughout Hollywood and across the country. Newspapers published dramatic headlines describing secret romances, mysterious meetings, and possible jealousy. The public became fascinated with the story. The murder of William Desmond Taylor quickly turned into one of the biggest scandals the young film industry had ever faced. Detectives began interviewing dozens of witnesses connected to Taylor's life. Friends, actors, studio workers, and neighbors were all questioned. Everyone seemed to have a different theory about what had happened. Some believed the murder was the result of a jealous lover. Others suspected someone from Taylor's past had returned to confront him. And a few investigators began to wonder if Taylor knew secrets about Hollywood that powerful people wanted to keep hidden. But solving the case proved far more difficult than anyone expected. Important pieces of evidence began disappearing. Witnesses changed their stories, and rumors circulated that influential figures within the movie industry were quietly trying to prevent the scandal from damaging Hollywood's growing reputation. The newspapers continued to follow every new development. Day after day, headlines speculated about the identity of the killer. But despite the intense media attention, the investigation slowly began to lose momentum. Suspects were questioned, then released. New theories appeared, only to collapse under closer examination. And the more detectives tried to untangle the mystery, the more complicated the story seemed to become. Behind the glamour of early Hollywood, the murder had exposed a world of secrets, ambition, and personal drama that few outsiders had ever seen before. Eventually, the investigation reached a dead end. No suspect was ever officially charged with the crime. The case that had once dominated headlines across the country slowly faded from public attention as Hollywood continued to grow into the global entertainment industry we know today. But the mystery of William Desmond Taylor's death never truly disappeared. Historians and true crime researchers have spent decades studying the case, examining old evidence, and revisiting witness statements from that time. Some believe the truth about the murder may have been hidden deliberately. Others argue that the case simply became too tangled with rumors and conflicting stories to ever be solved. More than a century later, the questions remain. Who pulled the trigger that night inside the quiet Hollywood bungalow? Why were letters burned before investigators arrived? And did powerful figures in the film industry help bury the truth? The murder of William Desmond Taylor is still considered one of the darkest mysteries in Hollywood history. A crime that unfolded during the birth of the movie industry. A scandal that shook the silent film era. And a mystery that, even today, continues to haunt the story of Hollywood itself. Because sometimes the greatest secrets are not the ones hidden in darkness. They are the ones hidden in plain sight.